Joining us now live, former Georgia Congressman Jack Kingston. Alongside him is Cliff Maloney, Republican strategist and a close friend to Charlie Kirk. Gentlemen, nice to see you tonight. And Congressman, I remember covering you. You know the game. These politicians on the left like to say, we don't want the National Guard. Everything's fine, Jack. And meantime, the actual people who live there say, we need this. And they're not listening to the people. What's going on?
You know, Memphis has the fourth highest murder rate for cities per 100,000 people in the nation. Last year, it had the highest crime rate of any city in the nation. And now they're saying that the crime's going down. But what we found in Washington, D.C. is they changed the definition of what was a reportable crime, and they quit reporting a whole bunch of crimes. But I think the proof is in the pudding. I'm a part-time resident of Washington, D.C. I like going to restaurants downtown. I like walking again downtown. And I can tell you it's only been able to be possible in the last 3 months because of Donald Trump cracking down. And so it's going to work in Memphis. And I hope he does go to Chicago and L.A. and other cities as well.
Yeah. And Cliff, the congressman makes a great point about Democrats cooking the books in Washington, D.C. on the crime stats. And wasn't that one of the beautiful things that Charlie Kirk would do, which is to go to these campuses with facts and say, they're trying to tell, because you get some students saying, no, crime is down right now, Cliff. And Charlie would arm them with the facts, and they didn't like that.
Look, just like Jack Nicklaus said in the movie, you can't handle the truth, right? The fact is, that's the reality. And yeah, Charlie would go out. He would have those conversations. And what's the Democrat message right now, Ed? Right? They're running from the truth. They're running from the reality that there was a mandate in 2024, that we do want to make America safe again. It's exactly what Trump said he would do. He's doing it in D.C. He's now moving into other cities like Memphis. And the American people love it. Why? Because we want to be safe again. We want our streets to be safe. We want to reduce crime. And that's exactly what the Trump admin is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Congressman, I heard Bill Maher, the comic, say something last night about how the president's now targeting this ragtag group of people who are radicals and don't have a plan and are basically terrorists. He said the Democrat Party, no, seriously. He said, I'm talking about Antifa. And he made a joke even from the left because the Democrat Party doesn't seem to have a plan either. But this is a serious issue, Congressman, about Antifa. And the president is saying, look, I'm going to target them, maybe label them a terror group to get at the funding of some of this violence and hate on the left. How important do you think that is, sir?
I think it's very important. When you look at these riots that took place right after COVID and the George Floyd situation, who put the bricks out there? Who called the people and said, here's where the gasoline will be? Who took over the city and named it Chaz in Portland? That was Antifa, and they were proudly claiming credit for this. Now, suddenly, Antifa is a myth. It doesn't really exist. But, I do think you have to get behind who's calling these mobs together, who is arming them, and who is training them. Because I do think they're a terrorist organization. And if you look at the destruction that they have brought or helped bring about with other groups, they are very destructive force in America.
Yeah. Last thought from you, Cliff, because we can debate these issues all night long. But I think the most important thing we can take away is your friend Charlie. What do you want people to most remember about him?
Yeah, look, I'm here in Arizona now for this memorial. It's going to be amazing. Over 100,000 people. I'm hearing even larger numbers. But the biggest thing I say to folks is, look, of course, we're mourning. This was tragic. It hit all of us so hard. But what would Charlie want us to do? Tomorrow, we will celebrate his life. The message that we heard from Charlie over the past decade, the past 15 years is simple. Do the work. Yeah. And I want us to all figure out a way to find some positive from this. Obviously, that's tough. But at the end of the day, if we go out, take that energy, take that anger and that frustration, stand with Erica Kirk, stand with Turning Point USA, but figure out a way to get involved, to do the work. If you really want to make a difference, we got to save this republic. Charlie knew that. He did it in 2024. We got to do it moving forward.
There you go. A very inspiring, powerful message looking forward. Cliff, Congressman, always great to see you both. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
Next, the impact of Charlie Kirk in President Trump's own words. That is next.